Am I audible?
You need to be a little louder.
Louder? Okay. Yeah.
And adjust your screen little higher.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
Amita's daughter?
Yeah.
Amita, the guests have joined in.
I hope all of you have joined in, and we'll have a lot more people joining us in
One
as
second.
we go ahead.
Manjuji? Amita is having a little.
Manjuji.
Amita, you're there, huh? Manjuji and
Yeah, I'm there. Manjuji has joined.
Mr. Pant?
Okay.
Manjuji.
And Mr. Pant?
Yeah, he's also not come. One second.
Manjuji also not come, huh?
No.
Dina?
One second. No.
Hello, Usha ji.
Hi, Ushita.
Veena ji, namaskar.
Namaskar.
It's reached 100, Oshaji. We'll have a link.
Ashita, I have sent the link. WhatsApp.
Yeah, I'll just share it.
Madam, namaste.
Namaste.
Amita, should we start?
Yeah, Ashita, we'll start the recording, no?
Yeah.
After this one, not now. I think Arpita can play the videos. You can play the videos meantime, I think. She can just till Mr. Manoj Pant and Manjuji comes.
Hi, everyone.
Amita, please start recording.
Yeah.
Right. I am just.
Arpita, you'll have to wait for.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon. I'm
Good
Purita
afternoon.
here, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ashita, ma'am.
No, you all can mute.
Hi, Amita.
I think I missed.
I don't know, they may be having problem in logging in because it's reached 100.
Good afternoon, Shobha ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon, Duty. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Shobha ma'am.
Yeah, children,
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon.
children,
Good
please
afternoon,
mute
ma'am.
mute yourself.
Okay.
Mute yourself. Shobha and group
Yes, ma'am.
teachers, can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
please log in through the YouTube because it's reached 100. We have some more people to log in.
Okay, ma'am.
And
Okay,
log in through the YouTube. I'll give the link. I'll send the link.
Okay,
on the-
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Veena Kohli, madam.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too, to everyone.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
morning.
you. Thank you.
I'm glad to see a full house here.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Veena ji.
Good afternoon. Shilaji, how are you?
You have powers to remove some?
Good afternoon, Veena Kohli ji, Mrs. Kohli.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, after a long time.
Oh, I have been attending.
Don't come on the webinars.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have been attending quite a few. Maybe one or two I missed out, but I have been attending regularly.
Namaste, Kohli madam.
Namaste ji, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Lovely to see you. I think this is quite a fantastic medium of getting together.
Yes.
Manjuju is joining in.
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. All
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon,
Please
Veena.
mute children. Please mute your.
Please, all the children mute, ma. Mute,
Please
ma.
mute.
Everyone mute. Mute. Don't wish again and again. Enough that. Mute.
Just give me a few minutes. I'm just bringing few people so that they can log in the. Some of you can log in the YouTube because it's reached 100. Unexpected numbers, actually. Kumoda, can you please log in on the YouTube?
Yes, ma'am. In
I've
YouTube
sent the
only, ma'am.
link.
Yes, ma'am. I got it and I opened, ma'am. Yeah. Now
If you
I'm
can-
here. I'm log out in.
Yeah, you can log out from here and log into
Okay.
the YouTube.
Okay.
माया सिन्हा नमस्ते।
जी नमस्ते मैडम।
कैसे हैं?
ठीक है।
गुड
आप
गुड।
कैसे हैं? आप कैसे हैं आप लोग?
ठीक ठीक।
Shobha.
Yes, left.
बहुत दिन बाद।
Tell the students to come on YouTube.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on YouTube link, ma'am. Ma'am will send the YouTube link. Okay.
Amita?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Mr. Pant is just joining. He has a small connectivity problem. The internet is acting up. So I'm a little bit late because I was just talking to him.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. You tell. Saleha ma'am will send the YouTube link. Join in that. Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
So Saleha. Vasudha.
Hello, Amita.
Yeah,
Yeah. You cannot.
Can you hear me, Amita? Hello.
Can I help you, Manjiji?
Yeah, is that Ashita? I can't see. One minute.
Yeah.
Ashita, I'm just on the phone with Mr. Trying to join. He's having some, the connectivity, something is there. So he said, please give him 4 or 5 minutes. He's trying to, just get the proper connection.
Okay, fine.
So in that building, they are often having this connectivity problem, but just give him 4 or 5 minutes. He's just.
Yeah.
Maya ji, namaskar.
जी नमस्कार मैडम। बताइए आवाज ठीक है।
मंजू हाय।
अच्छा लग रहा है लेकिन स्क्रीन पे समझ में नहीं आता है कैसे करें, हाउ टू सी एवरीबॉडी एट टुगेदर, वो मुझे आता नहीं है। आई डोंट नो हाउ टू डू इट। ये कैसे करते हैं ये? अच्छा नहीं, ये इसमें फोन पे ऐसे आता है, फोन पे थोड़ा ऐसे आता है ना। हेलो उषा। नमस्कार बीना जी।
नमस्कार मंजू।
स्वर्णलता जी नमस्कार। अमृता जी नमस्कार।
नमस्ते मैडम।
चमेली भी आई है, चांदना भी आई है।
सबको हम भी नमस्ते कर रहे हैं।
गुड इवनिंग चमेली, चांदना, चांद बेगम, सबको। करुणा जी आई है हरिद्वार से। एंड विजय लक्ष्मी and Amma Kalpakam, Mrs. Yachuri, good afternoon. Kuljit, good afternoon. Madhu, good afternoon. Meenakshi, good afternoon. Prasadini is there, Rama is there. Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, Manju ji.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks to Ashita and Amita. They have brought everybody out. They're not going to let you sleep in the afternoon.
Yeah.
सबको बाहर निकाल दिया।
Just 1 second, Manju ji.
Somebody's
students, please stop sharing using the sharing option. Please, students, don't do any sharing. Students, please come on YouTube. Saleha ma'am is sending the link, so please come on YouTube. The younger students.
Somebody named Subhashini has shared the video, please.
Subhashini, please stop your video.
Video stop my video.
So Subhashini.
Mandala Swasana.
ಅವರು ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ
Subhashini video.
All of you, please mute your audios.
Okay.
Yeah, Arpita, I think you can start.
Yes, Arpita, you can start, Arpita.
I think Sheila has joined. Has our president joined?
Long back.
Yeah, all the office bearers have joined in, Usha ji, and all even the vice presidents, and most of them have
And
joined.
our president Sheila, has Sheila joined?
Yes.
Okay.
Arpita,
So we are
you
just
can start the, yeah.
So I'll just call up Mr. Dubey again and ask him. I talked to Mr. Pant. He was sounding very harassed because the connection unko
Okay.
ho raha tha. I'll just call him again. But we can start, I think, no? Let us.
Good to go ahead.
Actually, the problem is that there are 100 people. You please ask some people to log out. Otherwise, the guests won't be able to join.
Yes.
Oh. So that is a problem. Hello, Dubey ji, वो connection मिल गया नहीं मिला अभी? अच्छा क्योंकि नहीं.
Yeah. I think Arpita, you can start.
Okay. Right. Good afternoon. I think we're going to have few more people joining us soon. So I hope I would kindly request you all to keep your video or your audios on mute, and so that we all can hear each other and you can make the best of today's program. Thank you all for being here. My name is Arpita Anand. I am a youth member, AIWC Bangalore, and I will be moderating today's session. As you all know, is on maintaining physical and psychological health during COVID times and thereafter. To begin with, I request Mrs. Ashita to share a short movie clip which talks about mental health within the pandemic, and I'm sure a lot of us could relate with bits and pieces of it. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the movie.
Hey, it's me. The one person you can't get a break from. You're alone. Again. Staring at your phone. Again. It's hard when it's this quiet in your room. You're wide awake at midnight, seeing photos of friends with their kids, husbands, wives. You picture the families of those who've lost their lives. You have your health, your home, but someone next to you would be nice. It seems like everyone is doing more than you, using their free time to get ahead when you find it hard enough just to get out of bed. And I see you've been checking in with Mom, calling to make sure she's all right. Per usual, it starts great and ends in a fight. It hurts being alone, but at least her voice fills your apartment every night. When you woke up this morning, you smiled. Without warning, you danced in your room for a while. You filmed it and posted it online because, well, you're not exactly sure. Yes, today feels like a good day. You made it through most of a workout class, bought a couple of plants to give the apartment some life, finally saw a friend even though it felt like a crime, stayed 6 feet apart, so it's probably fine. No one really knows. But what matters is that you're actually doing okay. You've become a pastry chef for one. 2, if you count the bite your dog licks up when you're done. And yes, you drank wine then cut your hair, but you're the only one that needs to care. Remember day 1 when you were afraid? Nothing's settled yet, but you're embracing the change. It feels strange to say, but don't you feel lucky that you had all this time to cherish yourself? You won't remember the tears or fears that appear now and then. You'll just remember the time you loved yourself again and again and again. So when the day comes to a close and you clap for all the heroes, don't forget there's one more person you need to thank. The one who's been there all along. The one who's stronger than they knew. The one who's grown through the pain and madness. You. So let me be the first to say it. Thank you for making me feel okay, alone.
Very nice. Very nice.
So I'm sure that a lot of you would have related to some parts of the video at some point
can you
of
be a little
time.
louder?
Right. Yeah. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm sure that each of us at some point of time would have related to some part of this video in the last 9 months. And I couldn't think of anything else better to start off today's talk with. And now we would be moving on to a short exercise. In the last 9 months, most of us have moved all our activities in front of the screen online. So we need something to help us relax our eyes, our neck. So we have Purnima sharing a few exercises that would help relieve the tension that we get sitting in front of our screens today. I request Mrs. Ashita to share the video whenever she's ready.
Just give me a minute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Is it visible?
No, ma'am.
Just give me a minute. Huh? Just give me a minute.
Yeah, sure. I mean, technology is a boon and a bane. It brings us close together, but it always has its glitches.
Namaskaram. This is Purnima Rajni, founder director of NIDM, National Institute of Dance, Art and Music. As a member of AIWC, I am extremely honored to be a part of this wonderful initiative. Through my student, Dikshita, I'll be presenting few very interesting exercises of the eyes, of the head, and for the finger digits. I sincerely hope that this is going to have an everlasting impact on our physical well-being. I sincerely thank Ms. Amita ma'am for having given me this opportunity to be present with you all today. Thank you.
Namaskaram. I will now demonstrate how to do head movements, also known as Shirobedha in the Natya Shastra. These exercises help in strengthening the base of the neck and also its peripheral muscles. These muscles support parts which house 80% of the sensory organs. And now, due to the pandemic and long screen time exposure, these muscles are impacted the most. Let us now learn and practice every day. Samam Udvahitam Adhomukam Alokitam Kampitam Cha Paravrittam Ukshittam Parivahitam. Samam, looking straight. Udvahitam, looking up. Adhomukam, looking down. Alokitam, 360-degree rotation of your neck. Tutam, looking side to side. Kampitam cha, looking up and down. Paravritam, looking to one side. Ukshittam, looking to one side and lifting your head up. Parivahitam, nodding your head side to side in an oscillatory motion. Thank you. Namaskar. Today, I will be showing how to do eye movements, also known as Drishti Beda in the Natya Shastra. It helps in strengthening your eye muscles and also reducing eye stress. It is extremely essential in the current times of the COVID pandemic, where all of us are glued to our screens on a daily basis. Let us begin. Samam Alokitam Sachi Pralokitam Nimilite Ullokitam Anuvritte Cha Tatha Chaivavalokitam. Samam, looking straight. Alokitam, looking to all the four sides. Side up, side down. Sachi, looking towards one side. Pralokitam, looking to both the sides. Nimiliti, looking down. Ullokitam, looking up. Anuvrittecha, looking up and down. Tatha chaiva avalokitam, looking down and far. Thank you.
That is something for all of you to try out, and I think we are going to be sharing the videos at a later time with all of you, so you can always try that. Thank you, Purnima. I now invite Mrs. Ashita S., our Vice President AIWC and in charge South Zone A and B, who has been an integral part of Bangalore branch and a constant support to both the zones, to welcome our wonderful gathering today.
Unmute. Ashita, unmute.
Sorry about it. Very good afternoon to one and all, and I would like to keep my welcome very short and crisp, so that the emphasis is on the talk of today. I personally welcome each one of you. However, I would like to just put a small video on this welcome, and I wish and hope that this session is going to be a wonderful one. I'll just share a minute video welcoming everybody. Someone has shared your video, please. 83 Yeah. Kindly do not operate any of your options because this would one is take our time off and also disturb the flow of it. So kindly do not meddle with any of the options there.
स्वागतम् स्वागतम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् हितप्रियं भारत भारतम् भारतम् स्वागतम् शुभ स्वागतम् अथ स्वागतम् शुभ स्वागतम् शाश्वत सुविकसित इति शुभम् शाश्वत सुविकसित इति शुभम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् आनन्दमङ्गलमङ्गलम् हितप्रियं भारत भारतम् हितप्रियं भारत भारतम् हितप्रियं भारत भारतम् हितप्रियम्.
So I extend my hearty welcome to you on behalf of the head office, president, organizing team, and the host branch. Very warm welcome to one and all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Ashita. I think that was an all-inclusive welcome to everyone present here. And now moving on, we have the lighting of the lamp.
The sound is not coming.
Lighting of the lamp signifies oneness, peace, and harmony. I invite Mrs. Veena Kiran, member of AIWC and past president Inner Wheel Club, to render the invocation for this afternoon.
Not very audible.
I am so sorry. I will be louder. Is this better?
Yes, you will have to be a little more louder, Arpita.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Arpita. Let us take the blessings from Almighty and light the lamp.
Ashita, I think
the audio is not working very well.
No, it's not at one second.
Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Mahaganapatim manasa smarami Vasishtavamādeva vivambita Mahaganapatim Mahadeva Sutta Mahadeva Sutta Guru Guhanuta Mahadeva Sutta Guru Guhanuta Maharakati Prakasham Shantam Mahadeva Sutta Guru Guhanutam Maharakati Prakasham Shantam Mahakavya Natakavyanikam Mahakavya Natakadi Priyam Mushika Vahana Modaka Priyam Mahakavya Natakadi Priyam Mushika Vahana Modaka Priyam Mahaganapati Manasa Smarami महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दित महागणपतिम्. Thank you all. Thank you, Amita, Ashita, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Veena, for this soulful invocation. Yeah, I hope this is more clear for everyone. A little more louder.
Yes, please, a little louder.
Okay. Is it any better now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Veena, once again. We now move on to our presidential address. I invite Mrs. Sheila Kakare, President of AIWC, who has been part of AIWC for decades. She has served in various posts: President of Mumbai branch, Member in charge, Zonal Organizer, Secretary General, Vice President, and now President. She has sincerely worked towards the progress and development of the organization. She doesn't need any introduction more than this. I request her to give her presidential address for today's program.
Namaskar to one and all present in today's webinar. On behalf of All India Women's Conference, I welcome all of you representing various branches of AIWC and different organizations and students. I congratulate our Bangalore branch, the team of Vice Presidents AIWC Ashita ji, Member in Charge Youth Affairs Amita ji, Akila ji, Arpita ji, and others behind the screen for taking up this program and including members from the society and beyond AIWC, and also doing this program in a very different way. AIWC is very much grateful to National Foundation of Communal Harmony and its secretary, Shri Manoj Panji, who has trusted us for collaboration to spread the word of harmony and peace in the community throughout the country through our 500 branches and a lakh of dedicated member representatives. Thank you, sir. At this point, I express my appreciation and thanks to our member in charge, National Integration and Peace, Dr. Manju Kak, for striving hard and coordinating with the various zones and branches to conduct webinars to spread the word of peace and harmony in the community. Thank you, Manjuji. Today, few new friends have joined here. For their sake, I will give a brief introduction of All India Women's Conference. I'll take 30 more seconds, Ashita. All India Women's Conference is a pioneer national level women's organization established in 1927, primarily with the objective to promote education and literacy among women and socio-economic empowerment of women. Today, with a network of around 500 branches across India, we have a membership of more than 1 lakh dedicated women. AIWC also runs shelter home for women in distress, old age home, vocational training centers in various subjects, national integration and communal harmony programs with NFCH, climate change mitigation initiatives, environment protection programs, family counseling centers, working women's hostels, and awareness programs in various topics. Now, coming to the topic chosen by Bangalore branch is maintaining physical and psychological health during COVID times and thereafter. I feel peace is our own nature. Every one of us loves to be peaceful and happy all throughout. Our physical body is made up of 5 elements: air, water, fire, earth, space. We all are children of God. When there is imbalance in these elements, we face physical and psychological imbalance ourselves. And today, we have gathered here to understand how this balance needs to be maintained always. We should remember to thank Mother Nature and respect and accept every element in nature always, to keep balance in our attitude and physical body. If we remember this, then Mother Nature will give us in abundance. There will be peace, harmony, and happiness in the family also and all around us also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words of encouragement and support. Right. We now come to promoting the cause of national integration. We now have Mr. Manoj Pant, Secretary, National Foundation for Communal Harmony, who will share the objectives and aims of the foundation as well. A few words wouldn't be enough to introduce him, but I will try my best. Mr. Pant is an ex-Indian Forest Service officer of 1986 batch from Jammu and Kashmir cadre. He has a master's in physics from IIT Roorkee. He has also served in the Ministry of Health and Family Affairs, Government of India. First as a director and then as a joint secretary as a chief vigilance officer in Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. He has also held the post as a Director, Youth Services and Sports and Secretary, State Sports Council in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. After his retirement in August 2018, he joined the National Foundation for Communal Harmony, which is an autonomous foundation, which is an autonomous organization under Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, as a secretary. We extend a hearty welcome to you, sir. And now over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and very good afternoon to all the wonderful ladies out there. I think the initial part of the program was absolutely mesmerizing and beautiful, and I cannot thank the South Zone B enough for having started this program in such a beautiful manner. I mean, coming to the topic that how to maintain the physical and psychological health, first thing we did was how to go about maintaining our physical exercise, and then the exercise of the neck and the exercise of the eyes, and the beautiful welcome which was given to us. I mean, it was really wonderful, and I must compliment the Madam Usha Nair, zonal organizer of South Zone B. A very good afternoon to Madam Sheila Kakade, President AIWC, and Dr. Manju Kak, MIC, who is behind this series of programs that we are organizing in collaboration with All India Women's Conference. And I'm quite eager to listen to Dr. Aarti Jagannathan, who is an associate professor in NIMHANS, Bangalore. And of course, I'm also keen to listen to Mrs. Arpita, who is a clinical psychologist. Thank you to Arpita Anandji and Rashida ji, and of course Purnima ji, for sharing the beautiful videos with us. Now, I represent an organization by the name National Foundation for Communal Harmony. It is an autonomous organization under Ministry of Home Affairs. We reach out to children who have lost their parents due to communal violence or ethnic violence or militancy-related incidents. And we ensure that they are provided adequate support for carrying out their education right till the end, right till the time they complete their education. There are about 13,500 such children across the country who we have supported so far. And apart from supporting these children, we also take up several activities for promotion of communal harmony and national integration with the help of our partners, which are NGOs, which are student bodies, which are educational institutions, which are organizations like AIWC, and which are various other institutions. And we are very happy to share with you that in the past, we have organized a good number of programs along with our partners across the country. And in fact, I would like to request the zonal organizer, South Zone, Madam Usha Nair ji, that once this Corona thing is over, we'll have one nice communal harmony program in Bangalore. We would invite scholars and academicians who will share with us the good things of all the religions. In fact, last year we organized one program in collaboration with Christ University in Bangalore, which was a very, very successful program. Coming to, before I come to the today's topic and I share with you what I think about the today's topic, I think it is very important that in a country like ours, where we have diversity of everything, be it religion, be it caste, be it culture, be it food, be it climate, it is very important that all the components of the society live in perfect harmony with each other. And we firmly believe in foundation that women play a very, very important role, if not the most important role, in maintaining the communal harmony and promoting the cause of national integration, because we have seen from our experience that if the women in the society are active, responsive, then the society does respond to harmony and integration. But if women are not given their due respect and given their due place in the society, then there is disharmony. So we firmly believe that any program about harmony, any program about promotion of national integration cannot be completed without active participation of women of the society. And for that, I must thank personally the All India Women's Conference for collaborating with us. We did some programs last year and we did some webinars this year as well. And I'm sure once this Corona thing is over, we'll be able to organize many programs in the times to come. I may also share with you that although we are an autonomous organization under Government of India, but we do not take any money from the Government of India on a regular basis. We reach out to people, we reach out to organizations, we request people for donations, and I'm very happy to share with you that there are large number of organizations and people in general who contribute to the cause of national integration and communal harmony. And we are able to help out to reach out to these children only because of the donations that we get from friends and supporters like AIWC and others. Coming to the topic, maintaining physical and psychological health during COVID times and thereafter, I think it is one of the most relevant topics that we can have today, because the entire country, not only the country, but in fact the entire world is passing through very, very difficult times. And one fallout of this pandemic has been that the personal harmony and psychological health of individuals is affected, because we as human beings are not, it's not in our nature to be confined to one place. We like to reach out to people, we like to go out, we like to be active, we like to participate in outdoor activities. And once we are forced to be confined to the four walls of our house, then of course we too tend to get restless, especially the younger generation, especially the younger people. I have seen many examples, and good number of friends of mine have shared with me that people are having psychological issues besides, of course, the physical issues because of these restrictions, which are absolutely necessary considering the situation. So what is important is that we not only maintain our own physical and psychological health, but we also help others in maintaining the physical and psychological health who may need our help. And women, I think, can play a very, very important role in that. So I would once again like to thank the AIWC president and the zonal organization South Zone for inviting me to this program. It is a wonderful opportunity for me to learn something from you all, and I look forward to such programs in future as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing with us the wonderful work that you have been doing and giving us an opportunity and privilege of being part of this program. It is encouraging to hear you emphasize on the magnitude of impact that women can have on the society at large. And we can never have enough people emphasizing on the importance of physical and psychological health. So thank you so much for your words of encouragement. We now would move on to the purpose of the program. I'd like to invite Mrs. Manju Kak. She's a great writer,
ardent reader and past treasurer AIWC. She is member in charge, National Integration and Communal Harmony. And as you've already heard, she has relentlessly been working on this particular project across all zones of our organization. Ma'am, could you please brief our participants on the purpose of the program for today?
Thank you so much. Am I audible? Yes. Like with everything, our country is about heritage and about inheriting traditions and values. Amongst these traditions and values is the value and tradition of diversity, as well as respect for our varied cultures. This is something that All India Women's Conference, right from its inception of 1927, has always worked for, and it is the bedrock of our organization, as evinced in our Article 4 of our Constitution, to work for national integration and communal harmony. So from the time of the partition of India, when our women went forward to unite our people in times of stress and in times of dysfunction, today too, it is our women under the presidency of Sheila Kakreji and her managing team of Kuljit and Rehana, who have stepped forward to again reiterate, to stress that Prime Minister's message of Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat must be spread to every corner of our branches. It is with that spirit that we have taken on these programs, and we are trying to bring our women to understand the role we play in keeping ourselves healthy, happy, and more importantly, as Mr. Manoj Pant has said, mentally harmonious, so that we can create a peaceful society. Without peace, we have nothing. So onward to the program. And as one person asked me this morning, what is the relevance of this to communal harmony? Well, if we women are mentally adjusted, happy and healthy, naturally our families and our community will be. So I'm very happy that Amita has taken this up from the Bangalore branch, and she's continuing what Madhu Saran, our zonal organizer in Madhya Pradesh, had first started, and we want to know more about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for highlighting the importance of diversity and respect going hand in hand, rather than looking at them as two separate values. Without further ado, I now welcome Mrs. B.V. Akhila, Secretary and Standing Committee Member, AIWC Bangalore, to introduce today's guest speaker, Dr. Aarti Jagannathan.
Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, yes, Akhila, you're audible.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Akhila, Secretary, AIWC Bangalore branch. Our speaker is Dr. Aarti Jagannath from NIMHANS. She has done her MA, MPhil and PhD in Psychiatric Social Work from National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience, NIMHANS, Bangalore, and Tata Institute of Social Science, Mumbai. She is currently an Associate Professor of Psychiatric Social Work associated with the Psychiatric Rehabilitation Service, NIMHANS, Bangalore, India. Her area of interest includes rehabilitation of persons with psychiatric disorders, human rights of mentally ill, yoga for mental health, caregiver interventions. She has got 50 plus scientific publications and 7 research projects as a principal investigator funded by the Indian Council of Medical Research, India, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. She has organized 15 plus conference, workshops, seminars in the area of psychiatric rehabilitation, psychiatric social work, and yoga in last 3 years. She is the recipient of 5th National Women's Excellence Award 2012 by Government of India and Women's International Network. She was part of the core committee that drafted the telepsychiatric social work guidelines from NIMHANS. Here I welcome Dr. Aarti Jagannath for the webinar subject Maintaining the Physical and Psychological Health During the COVID Times and Thereafter. Thank you, Amita.
Arpita?
Hello.
Yes, Arpita?
Yes. No. Yes, thank you, Mrs. Akhila. Dr. Aarti, we would love to hear from you now.
Thank you so much, Arpita. At the outset, I would like to thank AIWC and the National Council for National Foundation for Communal Harmony for conducting this very important webinar and for inviting me for this webinar and inviting me to be a presenter for this. I'm really honored to be in the presence of so many stalwarts over here, senior people who have been working in the field for years together. And I hope whatever I present today would be helpful to each one of you to take care of your mental health during these stressful periods of COVID. What I will be presenting today are some of the techniques and some of the activities that we share with our clients. It could be caregivers, it could be patients, it could be even the genuine people. We have been working with employees in the corporate sector who have been facing a lot of stress due to work from home situation. So some of the techniques and the activities that we have shared with them is what I will be sharing with you today, apart from talking about the causative factors itself of the COVID. So I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. I hope I'm audible, Amita Ji and Ashita. I hope.
Yes, you are audible, madam.
Is everybody able to see the screen?
No, Dr.
Yes.
Aarti?
We can see, Amita.
Yeah.
It's able to see.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So today's topic is maintaining physical and psychological health during COVID times and thereafter. You all are aware that COVID was a pandemic which suddenly struck us without our knowledge. And what became important is that we had to first take care of our immunity or our physical health. So those who had less immunity, those who possibly were more prone to cold, coughs, and who had multiple comorbidities, such as you had diabetes, you had risk for hypertension and other comorbidities, were seen to be more prone to have physical health problems, were seen to be more prone to have COVID. So what became important in a COVID pandemic was how healthy can I be and how fit can I be? And I think Shri Manoj Nayak ji very beautifully brought out that it became extremely important that we had to take care of our physical health, our exercise, our daily routine. And that became one of the main aspects because it also gave us time sitting at home for a lot of us to indulge in these health-related behaviors. So a lot of health-related behaviors started coming into play. What were the psychological effects or the mental health effects of COVID? I mean, most of you know that when people have a lot of time at their hands, it is an idle man's brain is a devil's workshop. So you start getting a lot of negative thoughts. At times you have emotions which run haywire. You do have some amount of phobia. Will I get COVID? If I get COVID, what will happen to my family? Some anxiety, some fear, stigma. If I already had COVID, oh God, what do I do? Do I tell others? The shame that I've got COVID, will I be segregated? Will I be stigmatized? Sadness that, there are near dear ones of mine who are dying of COVID, who have got COVID. What do I do? So you have array of emotions. I think we started this whole program with the Bharatanatyam Shastra. Me personally being a dancer also, I think the Natya Shastra has the Navarasas. And I think the Navarasas came out during the COVID pandemic, where we could see not only the negative Navarasas of Bhaya, that is fear, anger, that is Raudra, Vibhatsa, that is disgust, but we also saw some positive emotions. People were happy being with families together. People did find time for exercise, for meditating, for doing peace, for doing japa. People did find time to love each other, to connect with family members and understand. So I would actually say that the COVID pandemic was a classic example of the expression of the Navarasas through the pandemic in each one of us at different varying degrees. So the problem was that we had to take care of our immunity. We have to take care of our physical health, that we don't get increased physical problems or comorbidity, so that we're not more prone to COVID. And of course, take care of our mental health, because this was a new normal that people were facing. This was not a normal situation where we went to work, we came back home, or we had housework and we did that. But most of the working people were working from home. So how do they balance work life? Also became extremely stressful for them. So some of the aspects of health or positive health, as most of you know, health or positive health is defined as physical, mental, social, and spiritual health. And this can be taken care of, basically, the physical health especially, the mental and the social also, can be taken care of by good diet, by doing activity, could be any type of activity, and having good sleep and rest. That becomes extremely important. Let me go to each one of them and how you could take care of each one of them. Physical fitness is a very important part of taking care of your physical immunity. I think there are a lot of recent studies on yoga and exercise which have come out, which have shown that yoga and exercise helps improve the immunity in an individual, and yoga practitioners who have been practicing yoga have seemed to are less prone to COVID because their immunities are better. So can we indulge at least half an hour to 1 hour to take care of our physical body? So body movements for our health, but not exert it too much based on our age. Also not fatigue it too much. Check for our age and maintain the balance. I have a small analogy that I usually tell a lot of my clients, is that our body is like a car. If we keep driving the car without servicing it, it will break down one day. So if we don't service our own body by doing regular exercise, it will break down one day and take us to the hospital. Instead of waiting for that day to go to the hospital bed and see ourselves in that condition, if I can spend half an hour or 1 hour on my body in a day, my body takes care of me for the remaining 23 hours. So it's a win-win situation. I just need to take care of it through exercise or through yoga or any form of exercise for 1 hour, and it takes care of my energy levels, my immunity levels for the next 23 hours in a day. So I think that analogy seems very good to a lot of people to work on their body. Yoga, of course, is extremely helpful, and we have seen research studies in the recent times. Yoga helps in preventing COVID. It helps in protecting. We have specific COVID packages for those who have turned COVID positive, and we have seen that those who have turned COVID positive within the 10th day of doing certain specific yoga practices have turned negative. And also it offers resistance that I don't relapse back to COVID again if you continue doing yoga. And how does this help? It helps to purify the nadis, the body, the mind, as well as your intelligence, your judgment on taking decisions. It of course flushes out all the toxins physically and mentally from your body to help you keep you healthy physically and mentally. At the physical level, yoga practices affect the systems of the body because we have a number of stretches and we have a number of contractions. So we stretch our body in asanas and we contract our body, which creates positive and negative energy. It also helps in improving blood circulation, which automatically helps provide more energy to all the systems in our body and helps improve the immunity. The breathing practices also help to keep the mind calm. There is another very famous shloka in the Patanjali Yoga Shastra. It basically says that in times of emotion, my breath is usually extremely fast. You will notice that when you're crying or when you're angry, you will talk very fast and your breath becomes extremely fast. I mean, it's like that. However, if I practice regular pranayama, I am moderating my breath speed accordingly, and it is observed through research that when I have a regulated breathing pattern, the possibility of my breathing pattern increasing or increasing in speed reduces. That means automatically my emotions get taken care of. Because of negative emotions, I had increased breathing. However, if I'm able to control my increased breathing, I'm able to control my emotions automatically. So this reverse logic in yoga and pranayama helps to also control the mind and negative emotions. Nourishment, of course, all of you know, I don't need to say, I'm not a dietitian, but the National Institute of Dietary Supplements does talk about healthy eating. It talks about drinking a lot of water, at least 2 liters of water in a day, and of course, avoiding any fatty snacks or outside food, which should be followed to keep healthy. As much as raw food that we take, the less time it takes for digestion and metabolism, the more fitter and energetic we can be. Sleep is a very important component. Some of you must be having sleep problems, and some of the sleep hygiene techniques that we advise our clients is being listed here. This PPT can be shared with everybody today on the platform if you need it, so that you could use some of these sleep hygiene techniques. These are extremely simple and most of you would already know it. I'll just reiterate. So you should sleep only when you're sleepy. You should try, don't get sleep within 20 minutes. Try getting up and doing something which will make you feel bored so that you get back to sleep. Try naps if you want to sleep in the night. Try sleeping at the same day, same every day, at the same position. So if you have a particular corner in the bed, sleep in the same corner in the bed so that your body knows you're going to sleep. Try not stimulating yourself, exercising yourself 4 hours before bedtime. Observe any sleep rituals. It could be a prayer, it could be some shlokas, it could be do anything that you want. The bed is only for sleeping. Not doing anything else in the bed like seeing the TV or reading. Otherwise, your body gets confused. Try avoiding coffee, tea, alcohol 4 to 6 hours before going to bed. And have a light meal in the night so that your body is not very heavy while sleeping and you get sleep easily. Basic sleep hygiene which can be looked at. Also, I would want to talk about the next aspect of maintaining work-life balance. I think that's a very important component in life, especially in the COVID pandemic, especially for women. I mean, we are in women's conference platform today, and especially for women, I think it's been extremely difficult balancing work and life for the working women. So what do we usually suggest to everybody who gets too caught down by this entire concept of how do I manage my time, how do I manage work and life? This is a small activity that we give our clients, and we say that draw a personal time schedule for yourself, where you chalk out a schedule from the time you get up in the morning. For example, if you get up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and then you go to sleep, or you get up till 5 a.m. the next day morning, and you draw up in that day, you should have equal number, or at least some time for work, some time for family, some time for your social life. Social life is connecting with friends, connecting with relatives, personal time for yourself. Now, personal time is not sleep time. Sleep time is not counted as part of work, family, social, or personal. Personal time can be your exercise. Personal time can be listening to music, reading a book, but time for yourself, for you. So So can I have all 4 colors being represented on any particular day? The quantity of the colors need not be similar. For example, it may be that work takes out majority of the time, family sometimes, social sometimes, personal sometimes. But what you will notice when you do this activity for the first time, you will notice that all 4 colors are not represented. However, if you work towards all 4 colors being represented on any one particular day, even if it's just half an hour of social life, 1 hour of personal life, over a period of 1 week, you will realize that you feel much better in your mind and physical health. This is because you're giving time to yourself, you're giving time to your family, so your family is happy with you. You're giving time to your friends reciprocate when you need help, and you're also taking care of your work. So it's a holistic development that takes place that helps you be physically fit and in the mental frame of mind that you need to be. So this is one schedule that I would advise everybody to take home and try and implement so that you can maintain work-life balance. The other important thing is the key focus of handling negative emotions. I think a lot of us at home don't know how to face negative emotions. And sometimes we need to follow the 4 A's. The 4 A's that I would say is avoid, alter, adapt, or accept. So you either avoid unnecessary stress, people or situations, learn to be a little assertive and say no to certain things that burn you out, and don't push for perfection. That becomes extremely important. Alter your situation. If you feel I cannot avoid it, then try seeing if you can change the situation by talking to people, being assertive, seeing the other people's point of view and expressing your feelings. Try adapting to the situation. If you can't alter it, accept that what is and it cannot be changed, and nobody is perfect, or adapt to the whole situation by trying to change yourself or looking for positives and the bigger picture. Managing negative emotions becomes extremely important, where if you have a negative emotion, you need to mentally tell yourself, am I having a negative emotion? Can I change it? What can I do to do it better? Can I solve this negative emotion by diverting myself by doing some constructive activities? Have some positive emotions by talking more of good language and less of negative language. Changing my environment where I feel these negative emotions more, and trying some avoidance techniques and relaxation. I think this whole circle becomes extremely important whenever you feel any negative emotions. Of course, please do seek help. If you still can't come out of the blues, your family, your friends, a mental health professional, of course, your AIWC or your National Federation for Communal Harmony, the organizations that you're associated with will surely help you out. You need to share, a lot of you are caregivers for elders or for children, and that takes on a lot of burden of caregiving, and that's very important that you share the burden. As in the chessboard, all chess coins work together to reach the final goal. You need to work together as a family in the caregiving process, and if that's possible, it will reduce your burden, make you feel mentally and physically much better. I think that's something that you need to work towards to help reduce your mental stress. This is another activity that we give our clients, where we ask them to draw up their social support network, and this makes them feel really good mentally. The social support circle has 3 circles. The innermost circle, which is of your immediate family. The second circle is of your relatives and friends. And the third circle is of any organization. It could be AIWC, it could be NFHC, it could be NIMHANS, it could be any organization, a bank, any organization that possibly can help you out. And you need to write the names of 3 people who can help you in the emotional front in your first circle, that is in your family, in your second circle, who can help you emotionally in your relatives and friends, and in the third circle, possibly an organization, someone in the organization who can help you emotionally when you're low, when you're negative, when you want some help to come out of your blues. Similarly, if you want any information about COVID, about how to go about taking care of my health, any information, I think you need to have 3 people written in your diary who can be at the primary level, that is at your family level, at a friends and a relative level, the second level, and at an organization level, who can give you information. It could be just Google also, which is a platform which gives you information, but authentic information, for example, from the WHO, the World Health Organization. Financially, when you need help, a lot of people have gone through financial crisis because they've lost jobs, because they don't know during this crisis how to manage their finances, because a lot of them have got COVID, the expenses of hospitalization is really huge. So can you look at your finances? Whom can you turn to for financial advice or for financial help at your family level, at your relative friends level, and at an organizational level, at a bank level, at a savings level? What can you do? So if you can have a diary where you can draw up this circle and have 9 names in it, 3 for emotional in 3 different circles, 3 for information, and 3 for financial. Just looking at it and having their contact details, not doing anything, helps improve your mental support system, feeling, okay, I have someone to turn to. I have someone in times of crisis. And then when the crisis comes, when you're blank, you don't know whom to reach out to, this diary will help you tomorrow to open and reach out to them. I think this is a very important exercise that you can take home to do. I will end now. I've been told that I should stick to about 20 minutes, and I think I've gone a little more, but I would be happy to take in any questions if there is time, or with my email ID, I would be happy to take in any questions to email to whoever wants to ask them. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aarti, for highlighting. I'd just like to summarize everything that you spoke about today. Thank you for highlighting the challenges that each of us have faced. And there's some comfort in knowing that these are shared experiences probably all of us had, but we have you here telling that these are quite expected in such difficult times that we all are living in. And I think one of the analogy of the body being the car is, I think, a highlight for me in saying that you got to take care of the car. And I recognize we take a lot of care of our actual car, but we forget our body being the most important car that we need to take care of. And I think even highlighting how yoga and breathing sort of unites and brings harmony between not just for our body, but between our body and mind. I think that was also wonderful to hear from you about emotions and breathing. And I think I agree with you also on building social support. And I feel quite confident in saying that over here in the third wheel, we all have found emotional support in some sense with each other. So thank you so much for all the information. And reiterating what Dr. Aarti said, if any of you we have a Q&A in a while, but if any of you need her email address, you could let us know and we can share it with you. I'm going to give Dr. Aarti maybe a 5-minute break. Before we move into the Q&A, we have a dance that depicts what depression could look like and what depression could feel like for an individual, right? I'd like for Mrs. Ashita to go ahead and share the video, right?
Do you know what depression feels like? It feels like 1,000-pound weight holding your body down in a pool of water, barely reaching your chin. So no matter how bad your neck hurts, वो अपने घर गई थी, सिलीगुड़ी की रहने वाली है ना। आपने उसके लिए कहा था ना एक सेमिनार की। It's the feeling after you realize that one thing that you want so passionate is drifting past your tips, and each time you reach to grab it, you get a mouthful of water, and you sacrifice drowned in depression. Is the pressure bouncing against your chest, asthmatic air keeps seeping in, even though I don't want to breathe again. Depression is finally falling asleep and waking up so pissed off for no apparent reason in the morning. It's a constant state of mourning when the only thing that died is your pride. It's pushing everybody that loves you as far away from you as humanly possible, because I don't deserve them. They deserve me. It's quicksand sinking. It's feeling alone in a room full of people. It's all right. Yeah, I'm okay. No, really, I'm good. It's applying a clown face and pretending everything is cool and content when you know you will explode any minute. Depression is the reason I called into work today. Yesterday. The days before that. And the day.
Sorry, there's some audio problem, Arpita. I think we can go to the next program.
Right. Sure. This piece of art was performed by Miss Swati and choreographed by her as well. To move on, we now have a few students who are going to share their experience of the challenges that they have faced during this pandemic.
Amina and Mariam, can you start, Ma?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Amina Sabahat. Hello, my voice is audible?
Yes, your voice is audible. Mariam, yes, Ma. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Amina Sabahat.
Mariam, unmute and be quick.
Yeah, sorry. A very good afternoon to everyone, and this is Maria. We are studying in 10th standard and from Mother State School. We are very thankful and grateful to get an opportunity to speak here. As we all know, COVID-19 have caused great changes to daily life in recent days. Students are facing challenges this year that have never happened before.
In early COVID-19 pandemic, everything was new to us. Wearing a mask, using sanitizer, and maintaining social distance.
Yes, we were also excited for using these things, and we were also in confusion.
Yes, children had to face a very difficult time in this pandemic. We were completely ready for our final exams, but COVID-19 shook our mind.
In the beginning, we thought it would be just few days. The days are gone, but the pandemic did not end. Do you know, Amina, how we students are affected from when our schools are remained closed?
Yes, Mariam. School provides structure and routine to the lives of students, such as following the routine of getting up early, going to classes, being punctual, coming home at specific time. All this provides a sense of normalcy and discipline in our lives. When school closed, we lost this routine and structure.
Yeah, that's right. But it is easy to fall behind to be distracted by other desirable options such as Netflix, video games, and social media, or to become bored. Extracurricular activities were also affected to children.
Do you remember, Mariam? We enjoyed participating in sports, dance, school functions, and etc. Do you know participation is an important part of students' identity?
Yes, We were so excited to take part. I'm really missing those days.
Same here, Mariam. But still, we are also affected by other closures. Can you tell me how?
Yes, if our parents or other members of our family have lost jobs or income due to the closure, the students, as we, may feel even more stress over losing their ability to contribute to the family's financial situations.
That's true, Mariam.
Can we discuss few problems that we faced on fear and anxiety?
Yeah, sure. One of the most stressful aspects of the current situation is not knowing.
Is it? What's that?
We don't know who will be infected. We don't know who might be a carrier spreading the virus to others. We don't know when schools will restart and businesses will come to normalcy. We don't know what the long term effects of this pandemic will be. Facing so many unknown heightens anxiety. If a person's anxiety is intense, that it is disrupting the person's ability to concentrate on other things.
There were so many deaths in our relatives too. Some were caused by the infection, and there were increase in self-harm and suicide cases since the pandemic hit.
Yes, Mariam, it was really heartbreaking to hear all those news.
Okay, in times of stress, we need support and interaction with friends and family too. Technology allows us to keep in touch with others without having to be face to face. It is completely appropriate to set limits on how much time we spend on our devices and to restrict use of technology for social purposes.
Anyways, let's hope for the best.
Yes, let's wish to be safe and fight together and also to get adjusted to new normal lifestyle.
Thank you everyone for giving this great opportunity. Thank you. Stay safe, stay
Stay healthy.
Thank you so much, Amina and Mariam. I think you covered our entire experience from a child's perspective, from a student's perspective, which I'm sure a lot of us present here would also have heard from our nieces, nephews, cousins, grandchildren, children. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. To move on with our session for today, I invite you all to a session of question and answers with Dr. Aarti. I would request to make the best of our time that we have. We are already slightly over and we would like to wrap it up quickly. We're going to save about 15 minutes for the Q&A. I know we had a wonderful session so far, and I would like you all to save the appreciation and acknowledgement of such a wonderful program for later. But if there are questions, clarifications, and anything at all on your mind that you would like to ask Dr. Aarti, I invite Dr. Aarti for the Q&A and all the members present here.
Thank you, Arpita. If we're running short of time, I think we can just take one or two questions, and the remaining they could email it to me. I mean, it's not necessary that it needs to be done online today itself.
Sure. I would say we can take about 5 questions.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, let's try 5 questions.
If there are.
Anybody?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
excuse me, it's not a question. It is not a question, but it's only a suggestion to our head office only. Actually, I take this opportunity to congratulate the head office, Bangalore branch and the South Zone B, headed by Mrs. Sushana Iyer, for conducting this program in a very befitted manner. I would like to add one more sentence along with Mr. Manoj Pan pointed out here a few minutes ago. He said integration and communal harmony will not be completed without the participation of women. It is true. I would suggest to extend this program, this communal harmony integration program, into schools and colleges also. Schools and colleges also. Without their participation and support, any intervention like this will not be, will only be a dream. If the head office provide an opportunity, our branch will coordinate this program throughout Kerala, because the youngsters' participation is very necessary for the success of the program. Because what we seen yesterday will not be our tomorrow's, lifestyle. So the youngsters should participate more in this webinar, as well as we should take responsibility to conduct this type of program with the participation of students at both schools and colleges. That is my request. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay Lakshmi. I'm sure Mrs. Usha Nair, Mrs. Amita, and all the other members would definitely take note of it and plan something and initiate something on those lines. Yeah. Any questions? I'd like for you to just say your name before you go ahead with the question, please.
Can I come in? This is Supriya from Hyderabad. Yeah. This question is for Dr. Aarti. Dr. Aarti, at almost at the end of the session, you had described the social support network, including the emotional, informational, and financial aspect of it. Could you just throw some light on it?
Yeah, as I said, the social support network was developed in NIMANS to reflect back to people who felt that they had no social support. You feel alone. The most important thing in COVID was people felt alone. People felt that there was no one along with them. They're so alone, physically and psychologically distant. So what becomes important is when I have a perceived social support network in my mind, automatically I feel that I'm not alone. I have someone to turn to, and I feel psychologically secure, mentally more stable if that activity is done on yourself. So I would seriously suggest that people implement that such. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Manju.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
I just, I was just curious to know what you were mentioning about, in times of COVID, how people feel a little depressed and they feel alone and their sense of anxiety. Would you let me know whether this, you think, in your professional opinion, affects the seniors, that is the older people, more than young, the youth, the school going? Just a very thought came to my head.
We don't have any studies per se as of now which tell us about which category of people have been more depressed or have been more affected. But the COVID per se seems to affect more senior citizens because of the immunity levels and because of the comorbidities that senior citizens have. It does affect adults possibly and senior citizens. So psychologically, when people go through a pandemic like this and go through COVID like this, it is observed that people who have gone through COVID, who have come out of COVID, do have some amount of stigma, do have some amount of psychological anxiety. They shouldn't get it more. And the other group does have anxiety, they shouldn't get it in terms of, if they've seen their relatives and others. So there are no studies particularly, but I would say that since majority of the people who have gone through this are older adults and senior citizens, possibly we can see mental health correlates more in them. It's a probability. We need to test it out. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
I'm Rama Anantram. Can I come in?
Hello.
Yes, sure, Rama.
Aarti, while congratulating you for your excellent presentation, I'd like to know why the spiritual connotation, where you have included the three, the social, the emotional, and financial, but you didn't speak of the spiritual support. Do you think it's important? Something you could mention about it?
Yes, absolutely. I think I assumed that the yoga takes care of that, because a lot of times when I talk about the spiritual aspects separately, some sections of people are okay with it and some sections are not okay with it. So I prefer to keep it neutral. But of course, I think spirituality has a lot of power to draw faith. Spirituality has a lot of power to balance you mentally and to make you feel connected, that there is a higher source who would possibly help you and keep you, take care of you. Prayers have worked wonders in situations which are out of control of individuals, but that's where the individual time or the personal time in the activity schedule that I said could be taken out for anything that is spiritual, anything that is for you, so that you could practice these activities and feel better in balancing your life.
I mean, coming from an expert like you, it's like Tirtham comes only from Udrani and it has an impact on the person.
Thank you for that.
Like you mentioning it, the children, without mentioning any religion, you should say, perhaps you could mention that, pray or something to your favorite God.
Exactly.
At a specific time, starting from students to the old age. Notice there's a lot of impact.
God, it could even be a higher consciousness, or you pray to the earth, you pray to the skies. I mean, it could be any person or thing or a concept that you impose your faith on, and that can be anything. It can be a stone. So,
so maybe it should be the next one. It should be the next column you should mention in your thing, madam. A suggestion. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, it's Kripa Shetty from Bagni Samaj branch, Bangalore.
Yes. Go ahead, ma'am.
I congratulate the Bangalore branch for wonderful program. I want to speak to, and I also welcome all the dignitaries of AIWC. I want to speak to Dr. Asha. A personal question, madam. I am suffering from severe vertigo problem, madam. Medicine is always running for me, but is it yoga possible for me, madam?
Yes, I think the yoga practitioner has to first assess you to see the severity of the vertigo and what practices are possible. But I think it is definitely possible that you should go in for an assessment to a trained yoga practitioner who's certified and not to anybody, so that they can assess you properly and then decide which yoga asanas and if yoga can help you.
Okay, I can suggest the yoga teacher, no ma'am?
You want me to suggest? I will not have anybody in handy right now.
Okay, if you give me your email address, I will definitely contact you and ask you, ma'am.
Yes, you could do that. Connect you up to some yoga schools and maybe you can get in touch with them over there.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
WC could share the email ID.
Thank you.
Sure, Dr. Aarti, we can do that. Yes. Okay, we have time for one last question.
I think no more questions, Arpita, so we can continue.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Aarti, for patiently answering all the questions that have come up and resolving all the queries that each of them had. Yeah. To move on, we have a song by Mrs. Vasundhara before we move ahead towards the second half of our function today. I know we're past our time, so we'll try and wrap it up as soon as possible. But yeah, thank you.
Namaste everybody. I'm Vasundhara Sriram. I will be presenting a song, Mile Sur Mera Tumhara. मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा सुर की नदियाँ हर दिशा से बहके सागर में मिले, बादलों का रूप लेकर बरसे हल्की हल्की, मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा, मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा. साय तरस थई म्यान तरस, एक बट बनिए साय तरस, तेरा सुर मिले मेरे सुर के नाल, मिलके बनक नवा सुर ताल. मुहिंजो सुर तुहिंदी सा प्यारा मिले छदे, गीत साजो मधुर तरानो बड़े जदे. सुर का दरिया बहके सागर में मिले, बदला दारू रूप लगे, बरसन होली होली. இசைந்தால் நம் இருவரின் சுரமும் நமதாகும். திசை வேறானாலும் ஆழிசை ஆறுகள் புயலாய் மழையாய் பொழிவது போல் இசை நம் இசை. ನನ್ನ ಧ್ವನಿಗೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಧ್ವನಿಯ ಸೇರಿನಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಧ್ವನಿಯ, నా స్వరము నీ స్వరము సంగమమై మన സ്വരങ്കാവതിരിഞ്ചി, എന്റെ സ്വരമും നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്വരമും ഒത്തുചെന്നു നമ്മുടെ സ്വരം. তোমার সুর মোদের সুর, সৃষ্টি করুক ওই সুর. তোমার সুর মোদের সুর, সৃষ্টি করুক ওই সুর. সৃষ্টি হোক ওই খোদা. তোমার মোর সুরর মিলন সৃষ্টি করি চালকো পোতানো, লা 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 লা. मणे सूरजो तारो मारो बणे आपनो सुर निराळो, माझ्या तुमझ्या सुर का तारा मधुर सुराच्या बरसती धारा. सुर की नदियाँ हर दिशा से बहके सागर में मिले, बादलों का रूप लेके बरसे हल्की हल्की, वो मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा, मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा. मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा, मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा, तो सुर बने हमारा, तो सुर बने हमारा.
Thank you so much, Vasundhara, for that soulful rendition and a very apt song for today's program on communal harmony and national integration. Thank you once again.
Okay.
So, moving on now, we have a special intervention by Mrs. Usha Nair, Zonal Organizer, South B Zone AIWC. She's also been the past Treasurer and Vice President AIWC. She's a knowledge bank of AIWC and has been a constant motivator, guide, and support to all the Zone B branches and has helped all of us take initiatives on various programs and projects. I welcome you, ma'am, for the special intervention session.
unmute Ushaji. Ushaji, unmute yourself.
Sorry. Namaste to everyone, and thank you, Arpita, for the very kind comments about me. This has been a very, very interesting session, and the presentation by Dr. Arati Jagannath was just excellent because it radiated so much of positivity. You know, it made all of us already feel better. Just listening to her and watching the presentation has already made all of us look at life in a more positive way if we were not already doing it in a positive way. And she herself came across as a very positive person, and I am sure all the patients who consult her are really fortunate to have her as their consultant. And though a lot of people have paid compliments to me for this program, the entire credit of organizing this program goes to Bangalore branch, and especially Amita and Ashita. And you can see how much care has gone into organizing this program, you know, especially the selection of each item, whether it was a video or a dance item or a song or whatever. Each item has been selected, and the thing that I liked best was the children's interaction. And it was so very clear, whoever conceptualized it needs to be complimented. It was an excellent item, and we really enjoyed it. Our association, AWC's association with the National Foundation for Communal Harmony, goes back a few decades. I remember that we were doing a lot of these programs even in the last decades of the last century. And in Trivandrum especially, I remember that about 5 programs were held for 5 years, because those days the foundation was directly giving the programs to branches, and it was only later that it started giving to the head office, and the head office was allotting to the branches. But our association with them have been very strong and long, and I'm happy that we are continuing that association. And I don't want to take more time since we have already exceeded our time. Thank you, all of you, all the participants and all our patrons, office bearers, everybody for being part of this excellent program. And thank you, Amita, Ashita, all members of the Bangalore branch for organizing this. And special thanks to Arpita Anand for so efficiently conducting this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words, and we shall continue to strive as a branch to keep doing programs under your guidance and support. Right. Moving on to our concluding remarks for this evening, I take immense pleasure to introduce the next speaker from the South Zone, Mrs. Rehana Begum, Treasurer, AIWC, past Vice President, Zonal Organizer, Member in Charge, and President, Pondicherry Branch, AIWC. She is witty and highly dedicated. I welcome you, ma'am.
Good evening, one and all. The COVID-19 pandemic means that many of us are staying at home and sitting down more than we usually do. It is hard for a lot of us to do the sort of exercise we normally do. It is even harder for people who don't usually do a lot of physical exercise. But at a time like this, it is very important for people of all ages and abilities to be as active as possible. This webinar helps to make all our AWC branch members to be active physically and mentally fit. You are no longer making decisions for only yourself. You have to constantly consider how your personal behavior is going to impact everyone around you and everyone around them. We all agree with Sri Manoj Pant ji, Secretary NFCH, for emphasizing all to be mentally harmonious. We will keep the track, sir. Madam Manju ji, Member in Charge, for the diversity's importance. We humbly thankful to Dr. Arti Jagannathan, Associate Professor, NIMHANS, who clearly explained about personal time schedule, key focus of our emotions, sharing care, giving role, and social support network. All the cultural programs by the children made us feel about the pandemic situation, how the normal lifestyle changed, the effective inputs of Ushaji's valued interactions. And so far, no pharmaceutical interventions such as vaccines and antiviral drugs exist. At the moment, we must rely on basic public health measures. Wash our hands frequently, don't touch face, use hand sanitizer, and limit our exposures to others. It may sound simplistic, but those things are enormously helpful. Non-pharmaceutical interventions are extremely effective against infectious diseases. All Ebola epidemic prior to 2014 are just one example. My dear sisters, social distancing is actually physical distancing. It does not mean social isolation. During this outbreak, our mental health is critical and vulnerable right now. Social support helps and is also linked to physical health. It is all connected. Make deliberate efforts to be in touch with family, friends, colleagues, classmates who are now telecommuting. Any kind of direct communication will be supportive. Email, text, video chats, even voice calls. And someone you know will end up in quarantine or isolation for 14 days and it will be psychologically challenging. Help them, but don't take on all the responsibility. Missing travel or events such as AWC zonal, half-yearly and annual meetings we have been excited about brought us disappointment. It is okay to feel sad about losses that seem trivial right now, but we all can join in webinars and share our thoughts. Finally, my dear friends, the original take-home message is create a schedule to have a different friend or relative check in with them. Also note that social media can have negative impacts on mental health. Don't assume WhatsApp messages only. It will keep your quarantined friends fully supported. To protect the most vulnerable members of our communities, the less vulnerable must make responsible and unselfish choices. The necessary interventions to manage this outbreak have been unprecedented and sometimes unpopular but necessary. Now it is our responsibility to extend that to protecting each other. This outbreak will continue to change our lives. We will not go back to the way things were in 2 weeks. We are looking ahead to a new normal in 2021. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for such an important message that you shared, that it's important to take care of ourselves and at the same time to take care of people around us. Be more aware of our decisions that we make that impact our life as well as the lives around us. Thank you so much. Before we move on to the vote of thanks and to the end of the function, we have a dance on the song, very popular song, Vande Mataram, keeping together the communal harmony and integration in mind, and dance being a form of expression. Before we close for today, one last cultural program. We have a dance on Vande Mataram. I request Mrs. Ashita to play the video.
Vande Mataram, Vande
That was a performance by Miss Swati. And moving on, we now, I request Mrs. Amita Anand, Member in Charge, Youth and Adolescent Affairs, President AIWC Bangalore Branch, and Coordinator for today's session, who has worked hard to put this program together, to extend a thanks to everyone, each one of you present here, who is equally responsible in making today's event a great success. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Arpita. Namaskar, Subha Sanjay, Shubha Sayam. Good evening, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for today's webinar on behalf of AIWC Bangalore and South Zone B. First and foremost, I thank the Almighty for making today's webinar a success. I would like to thank Sri Manoj Pant, the Secretary of National Foundation for Communal Harmony, for enlightening us with his knowledge on the cause of promoting national integration. Sure, sir. We will surely organize program on communal harmony in Bangalore. Dr. Aarti, please accept my appreciation and thanks for readily accepting my invitation to be the speaker and talk on the subject. I think I liked the most the way she did her presentation with the PPT presentation and explanation was excellent, I felt. Thanks to the leadership, dedication, and energy combined with teamwork, my national head office team, traditional, meticulous, a smile on her face, President Srimati Sheila Kakde, for rendering the presidential address, very passionate about human issues, about women's issues, hardworking, my Secretary General, Srimati Kuljit Kaur, for gracing the session. Treasurer, Srimati Rehana Begum, down to earth, a jocular person on her concluding remarks. My sincere thanks to an elegant, intellectual lady, member in charge for national integration and communal harmony, Srimati Manjuka, for briefing us on the purpose of this program and also giving me the opportunity to conduct this webinar for my zone, that is South Zone B. A couple of years in AIWC, I have noticed that you can learn anything you want or to know to become success at anything you care about. It is seen in this lady, that is our zonal organizer, Srimati Usha Nair. She has created the Zoom platform and YouTube link for today's program. My heartfelt gratitude to you, Ushaji, for the support and special intervention remarks. Though a member of my branch, I need to thank the youngest National Vice President, Ashita Sharan, for welcoming you all in a very unique way. My pranams to all my senior patrons who are here, who are present and not present also, Mrs. Gomiti ji, Mrs. Veena Jain, Mrs. Veena Kohli, and Rakesh ji for joining the session. Thank you, patrons. Thanks a lot, Dr. Vijay Lakshmi, trustee of AIWC Health Trust. Surely, action is taken. Head office, member in charge, national integration and communal harmony, Mrs. Manjuka, and myself, we are all planning to and work on this subject, what you have mentioned today. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank all the vice presidents, member in charge, zonal organizers, standing committee members, state representatives, and members from all branches or from all over India present here. My sincere thanks to members of different organizations present, the Innovate Club of Bangalore South, Karnataka Arya Idiga Mahila Sangha, Amrita Varshini, Ladies Organization, Vanita Vidya Samsthe, faculty and students of Motherstad School, New Millennium School, Government PUC College Kolar, Department of MSW Bangalore University. Most of them have logged into YouTube also. Karnataka the Karnataka AIWC members, friends, and well-wishers. Our constituent branch members of Sri Vidya Self-Help Group, AIWC Ballari, Skanda Mahila Sangha, Jayaspurti Swasahaya Mahila Sangha, Chamundeshwari Self-Help Group. Last but not the least, I need to thank my branch patrons, Mrs. Nalinakshi and Mrs. Vilasini, my executive committee members, special invitees, and members of my own branch for their support and encouragement. Thank you, Secretary and Standing Committee Member Akila, for introducing Jagannathan, Veena Kiran for the lovely melodious Ganesha Vandana, Vasundhara for the beautiful song on India's unity in diversity. Students,
I think her audio is breaking up.
I think we have lost her connection.
We have lost connection. Right.
Reconnecting, I'm not sure.
We'll wait for about a minute for her to reconnect. Yeah. Thank you all for your patience and sorry for the disruption.
Probably she's reconnecting again.
Sure. In the meantime, while Mrs. Amita rejoins, I would like to acknowledge everyone's chat messages about the program and thank you all for the acknowledgement and appreciation that you all have left for us on the chat box. I wouldn't be calling, I would not be able to call out each and everyone's name, but yes, truly thank you for your acknowledgement. Anybody who would like to share their experience meanwhile while we all wait?
I think Arpita, you did a wonderful. I'll take over till she comes back. I think you did a wonderful moderation, and I think younger people like you should become more active in our organization. And I think this is a sheer example that even other branches should follow. That get in the younger group, form one, youth wing. And next month we are having a National Day for Youth. So before that, at least make it a point that we all come up with one youth branch. And I know they're a great support to the branches. So make up your mind. Let us see how many of us would, take this challenge and form a youth group at least by Jan 12th.
Shall I? Sorry,
she's come back.
I was praying it doesn't because having network and current problem, a power problem since 2 days. So I was just praying till the end, hope it doesn't give me problem. So at the end only it gave, so it's okay. I have to just say thank you everyone for making this webinar a success. I thank everyone. I thank the patrons who have stayed up till the end. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you all, and thank you, Mrs. Ashita, for your kind words of appreciation. And yes, I would love to. I am grateful for this opportunity that I've got, and I look forward to interacting with more youth members across all branches. Thank you all. Good evening. Have a lovely evening today. Take care. Stay safe.
Okay. Thank
See
you all.
you.